The More You Know is a media and tech literacy series produced by Independent Thinker. It aims to help the public become more knowledgeable about our digital world. In this episode, we cover Reclaim Your Digital Dignity, your Google Privacy Guide.
Imagine for a second that your personal data, like all of it, is a house. And you've basically just left the curtains wide open.
Right, just windows completely clear day and night.
Exactly. I mean, we're walking around with our digital curtains open, and anyone can just look in.
Welcome to today's deep dive. We're really glad you're here with us.
Yeah, because today we are trying to figure out exactly who's staring through those windows,
And more importantly, how you can actually reach up and close the blinds. We've got a really interesting mix of source material on the desk today to help us do that.
It's a great stack today, honestly.
It is. We have a campaign overview for this project called Digital Dignity, a global privacy initiative by Independent Thinker, LLC.
Which is fascinating on its own.
Right. And alongside that, we have this very practical, literally step-by-step YouTube transcript from an NGO called Privacy International.
So we've got the lofty theory and the actual ground-level practice. Exactly. That's the mission for this deep dive. We want to take these massive sort of existential human rights concepts and connect them directly to, well, the incredibly mundane reality of clicking buttons in your phone's settings menu.
Because that's where the actual battle is happening, right, in those menus.
Yeah, but before we get into, like, the actual mechanics of changing your settings, we really need to talk about why it even matters. Because Privacy International, or PI, they do not hold back.
No, their language is very intense.
Very. They basically state that governments and massive corporations are actively using tech to exploit people, like at a global scale.
Yeah, they frame this as a literal crisis. Their mission is to protect democracy, defend people's dignity, and demand accountability from these institutions.
Which is huge. They're saying these abuses of power threaten the very things that make us human. But, I mean, I have to ask, are we overreacting a bit here?
How do you mean?
Well, when I hear human rights or democracy, I think of the physical world. I think of, free speech or voting. I don't usually equate my physical dignity with the tracking cookies on my web browser.
Right, it feels like a big leap.
Yeah, like, is our digital dignity exactly the same as our physical dignity?
It is, but it's hard to see because we still treat our digital lives as if they're, I don't know, fake or separate from reality.
Right, like it's just a screen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But PI uses that strong terminology because when institutions exploit your digital data, they aren't just hoarding random numbers. They are exploiting human behavior.
Because everything we do goes through a digital proxy now.
Yes. Your finances, your commute, your private messages.
Yeah.
They feed all of that into algorithmic models to predict what you'll do next.
So defending your dignity means...
It means demanding that your actual literal life isn't just treated like a commodity, something to be mined without any accountability.
Wow. Okay, so that establishes this massive, frankly, terrifying global threat.
It's a lot to process.
It really is.
Yeah.
Which makes it feel kind of hopeless. But that brings us to the other source, which shifts the focus to how people are pushing back on the ground.
Yeah, the grassroots side of things.
Right, the Independent Thinker LLC initiative. It's a media and tech literacy series. And what's really cool is that it's a bilingual digital marketing strategy aimed specifically at the Hispanic and Latino community.
Which is such a vital demographic to focus on.
It is, because, tech literacy isn't just magically distributed equally.
Not at all. Language barriers make navigating already confusing tech interfaces so much harder.
So does true digital accountability have to start at this community level, rather than just sitting around waiting for big tech to police itself?
I mean, I think it has to. Framing privacy as a community literacy issue rather than just an individual tech problem changes the whole dynamic.
How so?
Well, when groups reclaim their digital space collectively, they build trust. They empower each other. And this campaign specifically ties into global efforts, right?
Oh, yeah. It aligns with Data Privacy Day, which is January 28th.
Right. And it also overlaps with indirect collaborations, the UN Foundation, and UN social good advocacy events.
So they're taking localized, community-level public service announcements and connecting them to the United Nations. That's incredible.
It bridges the gap. It shows that digital dignity isn't just for tech insiders. It's a fundamental demand from diverse groups worldwide.
Okay, so we've got the global stakes. We've got the community organizing. Let's get down to the highly practical playbook.
The fun part.
Right. flipping the switches. Because taking back your power doesn't actually require a UN resolution. Sometimes it just starts with your Google account.
Yeah, this is where we move from theory to action.
So going off the Privacy International YouTube transcript, let's walk through this. Step 1, obviously, sign into your Gmail account, just gmail.com.
Simple enough.
Right. Then you go to the Google Apps menu, usually that little grid in the corner, and you select account.
And honestly, most people never even click that button.
Never. But once you're in there, you look for a section called Manage Your Data and Personalization.
Personalization. Such a friendly word for surveillance.
I know, right? But you click that, and then you find a subsection called Activity Controls.
And this is where the real extraction happens.
Exactly. Inside Activity Controls, you'll see a list of toggles, and the sources specifically note that these toggles will likely be blue.
That is such a key detail.
It really is, because, let's talk about the psychological design here. Tech companies know exactly what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Blue means on. It means active, friendly, healthy. So when you go to pause it, the interface makes it feel like you're, breaking something.
Yes. You click it, and it turns this dull, dead gray. It's a dark pattern. It applies this tiny bit of emotional friction to stop you from opting out.
But the transcript empowers you to push past that. You manually pause the web and activity toggle.
Turn it gray.
Turn it gray. Then you pause location history.
Which stops tracking your physical movements.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you turn off YouTube history. And finally, you navigate over to ad settings, and you switch off ad personalization entirely.
Doing all of that. You are executing that exact concept of digital dignity we talked about earlier, just on a micro level.
It feels great. You're taking back control. But, and there is a big but here.
There's always a catch.
Always. After hyping everyone up to go change their settings, we have to look at the stark warning at the very end of the PI transcript.
Right, the convenience trade-off.
Yeah. It explicitly says that by disabling these trackers, you might actually be disabling features you are heavily used to using.
Because they've tied the surveillance directly to the convenience.
Which is so frustrating. Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Is the cost of digital dignity just making my everyday life more annoying?
It kind of is, yeah.
Like, if I turn off location history, my Maps app doesn't know my commute anymore, am I just going to be lost and frustrated because my phone can't anticipate my needs?
The tension you're feeling is totally valid, and it's exactly what the sources are pointing out. This is the ultimate catch-22 of the modern internet.
They make the cage really comfortable.
Exactly. The institutions making these tools have completely intertwined your daily convenience with their data exploitation. So you have to weigh the options.
Seamless app features versus personal autonomy.
Right. You have to ask yourself, what's more valuable? A predictive feature that saves you 2 seconds, or the protection of your personal data?
It's a tough choice when you're used to the convenience, but just knowing it's a choice makes a huge difference.
That's the whole point of tech literacy.
So we've really covered a lot of ground today, from the dire stakes of digital exploitation outlined by Privacy International
to the amazing community efforts by Independent Thinker LLC for Data Privacy Day.
Right, empowering the Hispanic and Latino community. And then all the way down to those manipulative blue toggles in your Gmail account and the annoying trade-offs of turning them off.
It's a lot to think about.
It is, which is why we want to leave you with a bit of a challenge today. Take just a few minutes, go to your Google account, and look at your activity controls.
You don't even have to turn them off right away. Just look at them.
Exactly. Just consciously decide which of those blue toggles actually serve you and which ones are just mining your life.
And as you're looking at them, I'd suggest keeping one final thought in mind.
What's that?
Well, the sources warn that disabling these trackers will disrupt the features we're used to using, right?
Yeah, the apps stop anticipating our every move.
Right. But if true digital dignity means stopping that endless stream of predictive data, maybe that friction isn't a bad thing.
How do you mean?
Well, maybe the inconvenience and frustration we feel when our apps stop reading our minds. Maybe that's actually the feeling of taking our humanity back.
Wow. That is, yeah. The friction is proof that you're in control again. I love that.
Thanks.
Well, that is a perfect place to leave it. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been great.
Go check those settings, and we will catch you next time.
For more episodes related to media, social media, tech, and privacy, visit our YouTube channel, Independent Thinker LLC.